All right, so we are going to do a little video called, sorry, that will go away in a minute, called Foundations of the Cell Cycle. And it's just going to talk about the different types of chromosomes and why we do the mitotic cell cycle, and then talk about somatic and cells and gametes. And then we're also going to talk about how binary fission is a little different, but it's going to be quick. All right, so the first thing is I can differentiate between a single chromosome and a duplicated chromosome. All right, so you have in let's say in G1, whoa, that's fuzzy. In G1, you have 46 of these. Okay, you have 23 from dad, 23 from mom. That is a single chromosome. Okay, when it is in that state, it's considered a single chromosome. Okay, then it goes through the S phase where the chromosomes are duplicated. All 46 of your chromosomes are duplicated. And then you end up with 46 of these. Okay, so now instead of a single chromosome, you have what's called a double or duplicated chromosome. Okay, this is made up of two sister chromatids. Oops. Sister chromatids. Okay, so sometimes you'll hear people talk about a chromosome and they're talking about this, and sometimes you'll hear them talking about this. But either way, you have 46 of these, 23 from mom, 23 from dad, and then after S phase, you have 46 of these, 23 from mom, 23 from dad. These two are called sister chromatids, but once they break apart to make two of these, they're no longer chromatids, they are then single chromosomes. So that is the difference between a single chromosome and a duplicated chromosome. All right, I can describe the function of the mitotic cell cycle. The goal or the reason we do mitosis is there's a couple different reasons. Reproduction, which we don't. We do meiosis because we do sexual reproduction, but things that do asexual reproduction, like yeast and even a starfish, if you cut a starfish in half and separate the two halves, it can form two new creatures. Those are doing mitosis to reproduce. So some organisms can use mitosis for reproduction. We also use it to grow. It's how you're way, way, way bigger than you were when you were born. And we also use it to heal. So if you have any cuts or scrapes on your body, if you just watch over a couple of days, they will go away. Depending on how big it is, it might take more than a couple of days. And that's because that area is doing mitosis. And it is, so therefore it's filling in that space that was injured. All right, I can compare and contrast somatic cells and gametes. So somatic cells, soma means body, and gametes are your sex cells. So these are your body cells. They are what we say diploid. Diploid because they have two, di means two. So they have two copies, two ends, which for humans, that is 46 chromosomes. And these things are going to reproduce by mitosis. You're going to make more body cells by mitosis. Gametes are your sex cells, your sperm and egg, sperm or egg. You don't have both. They are haploid, which means they are one N, or sometimes you'll just see N, which for us is 23. So you only have 23 chromosomes in your sperm, or if you're a female, 23 in your egg. And they're going to be created through meiosis. So those are some ways that they're different. Ways that they're similar, they're cells. So they have a nucleus, they have mitochondria, they have rough and smooth ER, Golgi apparatus, all that kind of stuff. They're bound by a cell membrane. I mean, all of the things that make them cells, they're both found in your body. They're both necessary for survival and reproduction in the species. So there's a lot of ways that you could say they are similar. And then the last is I can compare binary fission in the eukaryotic cell cycle, and I can contrast them. So ways they're alike is that they are both types of cell division. They both start with one cell and end with two. They both require that the DNA is, or the genetic material is copied before they split. Sorry, had sneezed. The ways that they're different is binary is only done in prokaryotes. Mitosis is done in things that have a nucleus, so eukaryotes. So bacteria cannot do mitosis because they don't have a nucleus. Therefore, they can't divide their nucleus, which is what mitosis is. And so what we see is binary fission. Bi means two, fission is division. So literally the cell makes a copy of its DNA, sends one copy to each end, and then it pinches in the middle and you end up with two. So it's a very similar process as far as like the cytokinesis part of it to mitosis, but it is not mitosis because, or it's not the mitosis cell cycle, mitotic cell cycle, because mitosis is technically division of the nucleus and they don't have a nucleus. So it's just the bacterial version of the cell cycle. And that's it. So if you have any questions about any of those learning targets, you're still not sure on any of them, let me know and we'll talk about it.